All right, Seth and I are out on a Friday evening for a quick skate, and I've noticed a couple of things, several things on our past couple of sessions that kind of apply to skating, but they also apply a lot to life in general. And I'm not doing much tonight skate-wise because I'm trashed, but I thought I would talk about those things. Hi, and welcome to The Average Old Guy. I'm TJ, the old guy, and Seth and I are out skating at our local park in Lexington, North Carolina tonight. And I thought I'd talk about a couple things I've noticed the past couple of sessions that kind of have, like I said, some general application to skating, but also have some applications to real life. And you know, it's always great when something you do in a sport can apply kind of broadly to your life. So let's talk about them. And for as long as we've been skating here, which is about 1.5 years now, I've wanted to have something a little lower than this rail and this ledge, which is not very high, but it's high for me. I've wanted to have something a little bit lower to try to learn how to grind on. And last week, I kind of noticed it's been right before my eyes the whole entire time. But I think fear has just kind of blinded me to the fact that it's here. And it's this little, I don't know what this thing is called. I don't know if you'd call it a rail or a ledge or whatever, but it's not very high, but I never really noticed it too much. I mean, obviously I've noticed it because I've been wanting to do a stall from one side of it to the other, but as far as jumping on it, locking on and grinding, I never really thought about doing it because of the drop. I said it's on top of a 3-foot wall, so I don't know, I probably don't get a good angle with this, but yeah, it's kind of a serious drop on that backside. But I locked onto it last time, and I've already locked onto it a little bit tonight, and so it's really not that difficult. And yeah, it's a little bit scary, but it's not terribly scary. And so how does that apply to real life? Well, you know, fear blinds you to things. You know, there's probably a lot of opportunities in our lives that we don't see and we miss because of fear. So hopefully I can start using that and work my way into some grinds. I'm having a hard time jumping on anything tonight because my legs are totally trashed from some jump training. But you know, it's don't let fear blind you to opportunities which may be right in front of your face. So that's kind of lesson number one. The second thing that I've noticed is that lately I've been making like incremental progress. And incremental progress is not always sexy and exciting. So yeah, one of the viewers on one of my last videos said it was the most boring video he'd ever seen in his life. He couldn't watch it. And you know, ultimately life is boring for the most part. It's mundane, and you do have exciting moments, but trying to learn new stuff, you know, in the very beginning you make a lot of progress real quick, but you get to a point where it's work, and the progress you're going to make after a certain point is incremental. You know, that first part, it's easy to make just massive gains, but you get to a point where you just make small gains, and you have to come out and put in the reps. And you know, that's boring. It's not really boring when you do it, even though sometimes it can get monotonous, but it's kind of boring to watch. So, you know, it's just, yeah, incremental gains they're not flashy, but they're necessary. And there comes a point in your life when that's all you're going to get. You're just not going to get huge, massive gains continuously. If you did, everybody would be a pro at everything. You know, you just get to a point where you have to work little by little, incrementally, and you have to put in the time and put in the reps. So, you know, these jump outs are a great example for me. I've done hundreds of them now, and while I'm getting better, it's very slow progress. So I just got to keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. And you know, if it bores me, then I'm sure it's boring you guys, but you know, it's progress, and I am making progress. I did last time make some 90-degree turns, so yeah, it's coming. But it's just slow. So, you know, you got to deal with it. I think the last thing is just like, don't give up on something. Nothing's final. Well, death maybe, but everything has a season. And I said in one of my other videos, there's a time to stop doing something. You know, if it's causing you pain outside of your sport, or, you know, if it's just causing you physical, if it's damaging you physically. But there's also a time when you can start back on something. And for me, I would really like to try and grind. So I found this section that I can jump on. I can lock onto it. I can't grind it really yet. We've got to keep waxing it over and over because it's in terrible shape. It's never been, nobody ever grinds on it. But I just got to keep trying. You know, and I had quit trying to grind for a long time, but in the back of my mind, I always wanted to. So now I think I'm back in a position. I've been doing a lot of leg exercises, which unfortunately trashes my leg most of the week, but I have been able to jump on stuff I haven't ever made before. So yeah, I'm coming back around to the fact that it may not be impossible to grind. I may not have a lot of grind just because I can't do anything with that right leg much, but I should have some grinds. And so, you know, bottom line is just don't give up. You know, if you want to do something bad enough, put in the time, put in the reps, keep trying, and just don't give up on it. You know, maybe there'll come a time when I do give up, but it's not there yet. So I'm still working, and you know, still skating, trying to grind and do those 180s, and eventually I'll get a backside stall. I'm not in a hurry. I'm just working my way there. I got hurt too much trying them before I was ready, so I'm just gonna work my way there little by little and get there. So, you know, in the end, it's just about having some fun, being out here, and you know, trying to apply some lessons to your life that you're learning from skating. You know, don't be blinded by fear. Incremental progress is ultimately the way to go. You know, and lastly, just don't give up. So, you know, I hope this has been helpful for you guys. You know, not much skating. I'm skating tonight, but I'm just not going to film a lot because I'm not doing much. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. You know, let me know in the comments if, you know, if these things resonate with you at all. And you know, like always, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'd appreciate a thumbs up if you like this. And if you want to see more skating, hit that subscribe button. So until next time, see you on the next one.